Have you ever felt that something is wrong with the world, but you can't explain why? That deep, silent pull, a whisper within, telling you that life is more than what meets the eye. If you felt this, you're not imagining things. You're beginning to remember something ancient, something powerful. And what you're about to hear isn't just information, it's activation. These 13 forgotten teachings are not meant to be read, they are meant to be embodied. Some words shift your thoughts. Others, like these, shift your vibration. The emerald tablets of Thoth were not written to impress. They were carved in stone to preserve an ancient energy code. Not for the masses, but for the few who could feel the cracks in the illusion. Thoth didn't speak to the crowd. He spoke to the awakened, the ones who sense there is more and know the change begins within. Because reality, as we know it, is not solid. It's not stable. And it's certainly not fixed. Everything that seems concrete is in truth vibrating. The walls, the chair, the thoughts running through your mind, even the very time you think you're stuck in. All of it is energy in motion. But when your inner vibration is out of sync, nothing works. The body weakens. The mind spirals. Your life stalls. You chase goals in the outer world, but unknowingly emit the same old internal frequency. And so, nothing shifts. Thoth called this the invisible prison, but he didn't just describe it. He left the keys. This is not just a video, it's alignment. These 13 lessons are not theories. They are tools to recode your energy field. And when that field shifts, the universe adjusts. Automatically, unapologetically. Lesson 1. Everything is vibration. What if I told you that nothing is truly still, ever? That everything, without exception, pulses with frequency? This is the foundational law, the master key. Everything is vibration. What you call matter is simply condensed energy, slowed down enough for your senses to perceive it as solid. The table, your voice, your heartbeat, all are frequencies vibrating at specific speeds. Even your thoughts carry a measurable wave. Thoth taught that reality doesn't respond to what you wish. It responds to what you emit. That's why those who try to force external change often fail. They're using the wrong key. The field of matter is just an echo. The origin point is vibration. The moment you understand this, your path changes. You stop trying to bend the world by action alone. You begin to work on the frequency level, where real transformation occurs. Life doesn't shift when you fight for control. It shifts when your vibration becomes unshakable. Lesson 2. Consciousness tunes reality. You're not observing reality. You're tuning into it, like a radio. Your consciousness is the dial. What you think, feel, and believe shapes the channel you're locked into. Every moment, you broadcast a signal. That signal is read by the field of life. And the field doesn't judge. It simply reflects. That's why your thoughts don't manifest unless your vibration matches. You don't attract what you desire. You attract what you are. And what you are is the frequency you carry. Thoth revealed this in crystalline clarity. The outer world is a reflection of the inner state. You cannot change the mirror by adjusting the reflection. You must shift the source. Change your consciousness, your dominant frequency, and everything outside begins to reconfigure. This isn't abstract spirituality. It's vibrational physics. The universe listens, but not to your words. It listens to your field, and your field is formed by how you feel, what you believe, and what you vibrate consistently. Your awakening has already begun. The ancient code is stirring within you. But this is only the beginning. If you feel the frequency rising already, leave a comment below. I vibrate with ancient truth. That simple act anchors your intention in the field. Have you ever wondered why two people with the same circumstances live completely different realities. Why one thrives and another sinks, even when both seem to do everything right. It's not about what you do, it's about what you vibrate. The unseen forces, your thoughts, emotions, beliefs, breath, and inner silence, form an energetic field that determines how reality behaves around you. You are not simply in the world. The world is reacting to the frequency you radiate. The Emerald Tablets didn't preach faith. They offered a technology of transformation, one that starts not in the external, but in the inner atmosphere of being. And that atmosphere is shaped most powerfully by emotion. Lesson 3. Emotions shape matter. Emotion is not weakness. It is frequency. It is one of the most potent forces of creation. Fear, guilt, and rage are not just feelings. They are low-frequency vibrations that cloud your field. Gratitude, love, and inner peace raise your frequency and attract harmony. Without effort, the universe doesn't respond to logic. It responds to resonance. Thoth understood that emotion is the energetic ink that writes your reality. Science now confirms what ancient mystics knew. The heart emits a magnetic field stronger than the brain. When you feel something deeply, that emotion becomes a command to the field. Thinking positively while feeling fear creates static. Feeling joy, even in silence, creates alignment. It's not about pretending everything's fine. It's about embodying the emotion of what you wish to experience. Now, before it appears. That's how matter reshapes. Your future isn't waiting in the distance. It's vibrating inside the feeling you allow right now. Lesson 4. Inner balance creates outer harmony. Nothing in nature is chaotic for long. The universe always seeks balance, and so do you. If your outer world feels fragmented, distorted, or turbulent, the root isn't out there. It's an imbalance within. Emotional disarray, repressed tension, chronic control. These create inner disharmony, which the universe simply mirrors back. Thoth taught that when you lose your center, your life falls out of tune. Illnesses appear. Relationships crumble. Goals feel impossible. But balance doesn't require control. It requires release. When you stop resisting life, when you stop overthinking, overdoing, and overreaching, balance returns. Naturally, balance is not a state of perfection. It is a frequency of coherence. The moment your energy stabilizes, your world rearranges. Not because you forced it, but because the universe is always in vibrational agreement with your inner state. And it listens not to the volume of your will, but the harmony of your field. Lesson 5. The channels of vital force. You are not just a mind. You are not just a body. You are a network of subtle rivers, channels through which your life force flows. Thoth spoke of them as the currents of life. Today, many know them as Ida, Pingala, and Sushumna, the three vital pathways that carry your energy through the spine, brain, and field. When these are blocked, your thoughts become heavy, your emotions restless, and your vibration dim. It's not enough to think positive. If your energy system is clogged with tension, fear, or fatigue, the signal you send out is fragmented. You might say one thing, but vibrate another. That's why nothing changes. But these channels can be cleared through conscious breath, through movement that honors the body, through stillness that calms the mind. When energy flows freely, clarity returns. You feel aligned, awake, and deeply present. Not in theory, but in frequency. And once you feel that alignment, life begins responding again, rapidly, authentically, powerfully. You are not learning something new. You are remembering something ancient. If these lessons resonate, leave a comment below. I vibrate with clarity. Can you feel that hum beneath the silence? That pulse behind the stillness? That's the language of creation, a frequency that predates time and echoes through every living cell. It is the same power that shaped stars and galaxies, now moving through your breath. Thoth taught that reality wasn't crafted with bricks and tools. It was sung into existence. Sound is not entertainment. It is structure. Your words carry force. Your voice shapes the field. And even your thoughts have tone. Everything that is built is first vibrated into being. Let us now uncover the sacred force hidden in your own vibration. Lesson 6. Sound as the architecture of creation. Sound is not a symbol, it is a blueprint. Thoth didn't say sing the song of freedom as a poetic metaphor. He meant it quite literally, because sound is vibration in motion, a living pattern that influences matter. Modern somatics proves this ancient truth. When sound moves through a medium like sand or water, it creates geometric form. Your voice does the same. It sculpts your field. It draws patterns in your life. And even in silence, your intention carries a frequency that is felt by people, by places, by the universe itself. You don't need to be a singer to command sound. You only need to speak from presence. You only need to breathe with truth. Even a whisper of sincerity holds more power than hours of mindless noise. That's why Thoth urged us to speak with awareness. Because every utterance is a signal, a seed planted into the field.
Want to change your life?
Change the sound you emit, spoken or silent, and reality will shift accordingly. Beneath the surface of all form lies a pattern, timeless, sacred, and universal. It is not a symbol of belief. It is a map of being. Thoth revealed this geometry as the flower of life, a pattern so ancient it has been etched into temples across Egypt, China, India, and even the deep stones of forgotten civilizations. But it is more than art. It is a vibrational blueprint. Each curve, each line is a frequency, a pulse, a mirrored reflection of the cosmos itself. From atoms to galaxies, everything in the universe follows this hidden order. Your DNA spirals by it. Your heartbeat echoes its rhythm. Your soul recognizes it. That's why you feel something when you see it. It's not decoration, it's remembrance. To embody this code is to live in harmony with the frequency of creation. You stop resisting life. You begin pulsing with it. And once you vibrate with that kind of coherence, nothing can remain the same. Everything ancient was left behind for those who would one day remember. And now you are remembering. Because true ascension doesn't begin with peace. Lesson 8. The inner fire that transmutes densities. Deep within you, beyond thought and identity, lives a fire, constant, ancient, untamed. This is not anger. This is not force. It is the transmuting flame that turns pain into wisdom and heaviness into flight. Thoth taught that this fire does not extinguish, it only waits. It waits for your surrender. It waits for you to stop suppressing and start allowing. When this fire is ignored, it burns destructively, causing chaos within your mind, body, and relationships. But when it is recognized and honored, it becomes the very fuel for your rebirth. It devours the outdated frequencies you no longer need and forges something purer, stronger, more aligned. Every wound you've carried is potential fuel. Every fear, a bridge to transformation. Let the fire rise. Let it burn what holds you back. Let it reveal the version of you that has always been waiting on the other side of resistance. Because that version of you doesn't just survive, it radiates. Lesson 9. Polarity as the path to ascension. Light and darkness. Masculine and feminine. Creation and destruction. You were never meant to choose between opposites. You were meant to integrate them. Thoth revealed that all vibration exists on a spectrum. Every high has a low. Every presence has its shadow. But the goal isn't to escape one and cling to the other. The goal is to unite both in conscious awareness. Resisting your pain only strengthens it. Denying your shadow only feeds it. But when you welcome these parts, not as enemies, but as misunderstood energies, you begin to vibrate in wholeness. True balance is not found in neutrality. It is found in the harmony between extremes. It is not weakness. It is power rooted in understanding. And when you embody this, you stop swinging between highs and lows. You become the center point, the axis of stillness in a spinning world. Polarity isn't punishment. It's the path. Ascension doesn't come from fleeing darkness. It comes from illuminating it with your light. You are no longer here to fight your energy. You are here to become its master. There is a reason you feel disconnected when you're caught in the past, or obsessed with the future, because time is not linear. It is vibrational. It bends. It echoes. It responds. And just like time, Earth is not separate from you. She is your oldest reflection, your oldest teacher, your oldest field of resonance. To remember who you truly are, you must reattune to these two ancient forces, the field of time and the heartbeat of Earth. Lesson 10. Time as a vibrational field. Time is not a ticking clock. It is not a fixed path. It is a frequency field, and your consciousness chooses where to dwell within it. Thoth taught that past, present, and future are not points on a straight line. They are layers, vibrating all at once. Your mind may believe you're trapped by memory, but your vibration decides which timeline you embody. Change the frequency, and you change the reality. Modern science now whispers what ancient mystics declared boldly: time doesn't move. Consciousness does. And wherever your awareness vibrates, that's the version of reality that becomes your present. You don't heal the past by revisiting it. You heal it by outgrowing its frequency. You don't manifest the future by forcing it. You align with it by vibrating now, as the version of you who already lives there. Time bows not to desire, but to energy. Shift your vibration, and the timeline will bend to meet you. Lesson 11. Earth as a living vibrational being. You are not walking on Earth. You are walking with her. She is not a background. She is not a resource. She is a living field of consciousness. Every tree, every stone, every gust of wind is a messenger of frequency. Thoth taught that Earth is not just alive. She is aware, she breathes, she pulses, and your body is an extension of hers. Your cells carry the code of clay. Your heart beats in resonance with her magnetic field. When you are disconnected from nature, your vibration becomes chaotic. You begin to forget, to misalign, to suffer. But the moment you return to the forest, walk barefoot on the soil, breathe with the sky, something within you remembers. The earth doesn't judge. She doesn't rush. She simply reflects the energy you bring to her. That's why grounding isn't spiritual fluff. It's energetic realignment. When you sync your rhythm with hers, confusion turns to clarity, and life begins to flow again. Ascension does not mean leaving Earth. It means learning to vibrate in harmony with her. You are not behind. You are not lost. You are reawakening to the rhythm that never left you. Can you feel it? The subtle shift, the rising stillness, like the universe is listening. It is, but not to your words, but to your intention, to your vibration, to the silent frequency you carry when no one is watching.
You don't need to fight reality. You don't need to scream into the void.
You only need to align your inner world and let silence finish the sentence. Because the most powerful forces in the universe move without noise. Lesson 12. Pure intention as the frequency of manifestation. Not every thought creates, not every desire manifests. Only energy that is pure, focused, and aligned with truth carries the magnetic force of creation. Thoth taught That intention is not about what you say you want. It's about who you are when you say it. If your desire is driven by fear, attachment, or impatience, the field does not respond. It detects incoherence. But when your intention is clean, when it comes from a place of stillness, clarity, and trust, it becomes law. You don't need to beg the universe. You don't need to manipulate energy. You only need to embody coherence. The universe doesn't respond to urgency. It responds to authentic resonance. And when your thoughts, emotions, and actions vibrate in unison, reality bends, not by force, but by recognition. Pure intention is not loud. It is not dramatic. It is clear, focused, unshakable. And that clarity is what draws the unseen into form. Lesson 13. Silence as the supreme channel of vibration. Before sound, there was silence. Before creation, there was stillness. And it is within that silence that the most sacred power lives. Thoth knew this deeply. Silence is not the absence of vibration, it is its source. It is the womb of frequency where form is shaped before it appears. That's why the ancient masters sought stillness, not to escape the world, but to recalibrate it from the inside out. In silence, you begin to feel again. You hear what can't be spoken. You sense what cannot be taught. The chattering mind creates distortion. But in stillness, your frequency is refined. Your signal becomes pure. And from that place, creation flows effortlessly. That's why things begin to shift when you stop trying. That's why people leave quietly, doors open suddenly, and peace arrives without warning. It's not coincidence. It's not luck. It's vibration, refined in silence, and sent into the field. When you choose stillness over noise, clarity over chaos, truth over urgency, the universe listens, and it obeys. You are not here to scream for change. You are here to vibrate in truth, and let the field transform accordingly. Have you noticed it yet? Since you began listening, certain thoughts feel heavier to carry. Old identities seem too small, and silence feels more familiar than ever before. That's not coincidence. That's resonance. You've begun shifting your frequency, and everything around you is already responding. These 13 lessons weren't teachings, they were reminders. Whispers from the soul of Thoth, etched into eternal stone, waiting for the ones ready to remember. And now that remembering has returned to you, you are not just a body walking through the world. You are the field through which the world responds. You don't attract what you want. You attract what you are. And what you are is what you vibrate. The illusions you once identified with, scarcity, anxiety, unworthiness, those are echoes from a frequency you've outgrown. You're not meant to fight them anymore. You're meant to rise above them, gently, but powerfully, by sustaining a new inner rhythm. Most people touch higher frequencies, but don't sustain them. They rise for a few days, then fall back into the old scripts, the old triggers, the old programs. And then they say, it didn't work. But it did. They just didn't hold the vibration long enough for the field to mirror it. Manifestation is not about force. It is about stability. And stability is what the ego resists the most. Because the ego wants speed. But the field rewards consistency. You don't need to control the outcome. You only need to become the energy that aligns with it. Fully, truthfully, daily. Thoth made this clear. As I am to you God, through my knowledge, so shall you also be gods of the future through yours. This remembrance is not poetic. It is practical. It is energetic. It is activated. You are not the name, the story, the pain, or the past. You are the vibration behind the form. You are the architect, the next moment, the next cycle, the next life. And when you sustain that awareness, everything begins to shift. The things that no longer resonate will dissolve, not because you forced them away, but because your new frequency simply no longer hosts them. This is what Thoth left for the awakened, not a religion, not a rulebook, but a vibrational map back to the center of all things. When you vibrate from truth, life becomes fluid, time becomes flexible, and the universe itself reorganizes to match your tone. If you've made it to the end of this transmission, you are not the same. Declare your transformation by commenting below. I vibrate with divine remembrance. Let the field feel your clarity. Share this with someone ready to awaken. And click the next video that calls to you, because your path is not over, it's expanding. Your frequency is the seed of your destiny. What you emit today builds the world you'll inhabit tomorrow. As above, so below. As within, so without. As is the universe, so is your soul.